Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Look Mac Talks. Today, I have the pleasure to have here with us Tomas Olsson. Thomas is lead and rhythm guitars from the Swedish power metal band Bloodbound. They will release on next 21st of November the new album. It's called Field of Swords on Napalm Records. And this is the main topic of our talk with Thomas. First of all, Thomas, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and welcome to our talks.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
I began speaking about your new record, Fields of Swords, yeah, exactly. It will dive into the Middle Age. Um, and I would like to ask you, first of all, what inspired you to choose this historical period?
Well, I think I'm very interested in history in general, but our previous album, Tales from the North, was about the Viking era. And that era is just previous of the Crusader era, because the last track on the Tales of the North album is called 1066, which is the battle at Stamford Bridge, where you say that the Viking era ended. And when we were looking into, the theme of the new album, and I kind of realized that in 1096, only 30 years after the first crusade started, so it kind of felt like a natural thing to do, even though it wasn't planned, from the beginning to continue the historic journey. But it just seemed like it would fit really great. And when I read into it as well, it's kind of a fascinating historical period, because eventually it's 9 crusades, and it's all up until 1291. So it's a fascinating time period. And the idea was also to try to bring in elements from all the 9 crusades into the songs on the album.
It was a very how do you a very a period with a lot of things happening in the world and in Europe and in the world, and it's very, I don't know, creative for a mind like you to go there and dig something to come up like an album like this.
Yeah, it's a very like, it has shaped
Yeah.
how Europe has become, and all, the borders and everything. And also it's I think it's a time period a lot of people can relate to in a way, because it's very well documented. It's in a lot of books and movies, and the crusaders and the knights. So it's a fun it's a
Yeah.
fun
A
time
fun.
to write about. Yeah.
Perhaps not so fun to live with it, but to
No,
write.
no, no, that would be a bit scary. Yeah.
Exactly. During the process of writing this album, it was easy for you and the band to all the process to write the lyrics and to write the music, or there was one or another song a little bit harder, difficult to do.
Yeah, I think the hard part was mainly to uh, to get the concept down,
Yeah.
how to write about it. We thought about it a lot, what to write about, and it basically started out with I'm kind of interesting in how you forge iron, and how that affected humanity and civilization when we started to create tools and weapons and stuff, and
Weapons.
armory.
Yeah.
So that kind of led me into the Crusader era. So, but once I had the idea of how to write the album and all the 9 crusades, when I read into it, it kind of felt like it was. It always takes time to write lyrics, because you really has to fit the song and the melody as well. but the words came fairly easy when the concept was down, because there's so much inspiration
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
books and movies and as well.
Do you think because you choose this era and this theme, so with so many things happening, as we already spoke about, do you think it's harder to put all these elements in, I don't know, in the 3.5 minute song?
Yeah, yeah, it is, because when you, yeah, that's a feeling I have as well, because uh, when I read the Finnish lyrics of a song, for example, that can be, that's only like you said, it's 2-3 minutes of lyrics, but you have, when you read about it and when you write the script for it, it's can be a lot of pages, you know,
Yeah.
that you've written, that what the song is going to be about, and then you have to condense it down to try to bring the most important parts from the story. So it is difficult to, especially when it's this period was from 1096 to 1291, which is quite a few hundred years. So
A long time to do
yeah,
in
it's
a
a long,
record.
yeah, it's a long time to do in a record.
Do you think it's easier for you because the music and the genre of music that you play, power metal, can be very melodic, but can be very, I don't know. I always imagine if we were in the Middle Age and in a battle, and if we listen to power metal, everything would be easier because everybody go ahead. Do you think it's easier because it's power metal to put these words, these stories inside the music that you and your fellow mates wrote?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It's I think it maybe it comes from, you know, the first the early power metal bands and heavy metal bands as well had I guess they kind of set the trend. They started to write about this sort of stuff as well, and you know, medieval stuff has been connected to heavy metal and power metal for a long time. So it feels a bit natural, and
Yeah,
as well, it's and the driving tempo of double bass drum, for example, and to bring some symphonic
exactly.
elements to, like we even have you know, bagpipes and flute doubling guitar melodies.
That's
It has
pretty cool.
that Celtic old vibe to it as well,
Yeah,
folky kind of
yeah.
vibe.
It's pretty cool. And then when you go up on stage, you have some theatrical clothes or you don't?
We in the first video, that was the first single released from the album, Defenders of Jerusalem,
Yeah.
we actually have Crusader uh, armor on, so that was pretty cool. It would be cool to bring some sort of some sort of stuff like that on tour.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
please bring the tour and the Crusades outfit to Portugal because they were very, very important in our country.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. We've actually played a couple of times in Portugal.
Mhm.
It's nice, really nice country, beautiful.
When we hear this album, it's a very, for me, it's a very epic, it's a very I don't know, empower album and music. But how would you describe the sound of the band in this album if we somehow compare it with albums that you released before?
Yeah, I think this album is, when we started to write it, we felt that we wanted to do something a little bit faster, I think,
Mm-hmm,
with more
mm-hmm.
drive, and not so not so well polished. We wanted especially to be a little bit more guitar driven. So the guitars are more upfront in the mix,
Mhm.
and they're a little bit faster. But still, we have the symphonic element to it as well. So I think it's more dynamics in on this album, but it's a little bit faster with more drive.
Mhm.
But it is a classic Bloodbound album. It's not that different from the others, but it's a slight change in sound, I think.
Mhm.
A bit
Would you?
more modern.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's my point. Would you, I don't know, like, imagine, or even consider to go on stage one day with a symphonic orchestra?
Ah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
would be pretty cool.
yeah, that would have been really, really cool. We actually did play with symphonic orchestra way back in the beginning of the band,
Wow.
but it didn't turn out that good because it was at a festival here in Sweden, and we had made or arrangements for a few songs.
Mhm.
It was violins and um, like a string section, and but it was this was in the middle of the night at I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the middle of the night, and it was a little bit cold, so it was really difficult for the orchestra
Yeah, of course.
to perform, and it was at a festival as well, which was, you know, was a lot of
Yeah.
bands playing, so it was changeovers and stuff. We were the last band, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but if we want more time to plan it, you know,
Yeah,
and
but
maybe have it set inside.
yeah,
That
absolutely inside.
that's yeah, that's this was in the middle of the night on a big stage outdoors. So yeah.
When we spoke earlier about this time in the Middle Ages, and I was making a little bit of a joke that going to battle with the power metal music, everything would be easier. Okay,
Yeah.
for the military, but if you had the chance to have bloodbound songs in a movie about this era, what do you
Mm.
feel about that?
Yeah, yeah, that would be really cool, especially if it's tied to if the lyrics are about the events that is happening in the movie. That would be really cool. Like
Yeah,
you could see that how uh, on uh, on YouTube you could see people doing their own videos for songs, and like Moria, of course, has got Lord of the Rings
yeah,
themes to it, and some of the songs about dragons are forever. They put, you know, Daenerys from Game of Thrones in some scenes, and so it's kind of a effective. I think it's really cool
yeah,
to see. That would be cool to have it in a full feature movie.
yeah.
Would be
It would be
nice. Yeah,
great. It would be
yeah,
nice. How
yeah.
was the process of recording this record? It was easy. It was difficult. Did you have any collaboration that you would like to mention that was special for the band?
Ah, yeah, yeah. We had a we had a great time recording the album, and it's a lot of planning and it takes a lot of time, but we didn't really run into any difficulties. We felt inspired, especially when, you know, signing to a new label as well, like we're on Napalm now, gave us a lot of extra energy. And on one of the tracks, the last track on the album, the Nine Crusades,
And Crusades.
we have a guest vocalist, Brittney Slayes from Unleash the Archers, singing on it, and yeah, turned out brilliant. Frederick had been in contact with her for quite some time,
Mm-hmm.
and friends with her, and she she likes the band, and when we asked her if she could do it, she gladly accepted, and just turned out great. We sent her the melodies and lyrics, and the result is fantastic, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've
Yeah.
already heard it, so it is. You have to
Yeah, yeah.
believe me, everybody that is listening to us.
Yeah,
You
she's got
you
a special voice. Like
yes.
she's got such a storytelling
Yeah.
voice, I think, which fits the lyrics. And she does a lot of high pitch wailing at the end of the song as well,
Yeah, it's pretty
which is
cool.
brilliant at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It matches very, very well with that song, that lyric and the music all matches perfectly there. You have in the sound of Bloodbound, you have aggressive songs, and then you have some epic ones. How do you balance the intensity of some songs uh, with the other parts and the rest of the music? It's easy for you as a musician to make that harmony between those elements.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But sometimes it can be difficult to in a song it's pretty easy to have, dynamics and different parts, but on an entire album it's a little bit more difficult, I
Yeah.
think. And we've felt for for a little while like we wanted this album to be faster, but still have those elements of a few uh, mid-tempo epic songs that can be like a bit of a standout, because if it's all the same, it gets boring. So I think on this album, it's you can feel like you have two hard hitting songs in the beginning, and then Defenders of Jerusalem, which is more of a catchy mid tempo song,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then you have some faster songs in the middle of the album, and then it ends on the Nine Crusades, which is also like an epic mid tempo slower kind of song, which make it a little bit dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Yeah.
takes a long time to when we it takes a long time to decide the orders of the tracks on an album.
I was
You
going
really
to
need,
ask you exactly
yeah,
that. How
yeah,
do you decide how to put it on the record?
yeah. It takes a long time sometimes, and of course everybody's in the band has their opinion, and then you move a song and then it totally flips the album, and so it goes a bit back and forth sometimes. But I think it turned out good.
Yeah, it turned out very well. And who decided the name of the album? Because it's also a very pretty cool name.
Yeah, yeah. That was an idea of mine when that was the first kind of riff that I wrote, the Field of Swords, that
Mm-hmm.
song, and we've also like we were talking about the cover of the album, and
Yep.
we wanted uh, our Nosferatu mascot to actually have a sword and armor on this one. So Field of Swords felt like, yeah, that's everybody in the band liked it straight away as well. So that was the
It was easy to decide.
destined. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
destiny. Yeah.
Destiny, destiny.
Yeah.
Thomas, what does the power metal have that is so appealing to you?
I think it's the when I first heard Halloween, Keeper of the
I saw him last week in Lisbon, and it was
yeah.
absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, my brother saw them in Budapest just a
40
week ago or
years, and
something.
it was mind blowing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're great. And I think that they had a special vibe on those two albums, and even before as well, when I got the my first Iron Maiden album, which was The Number of the Beast, when I put that on and heard the muted guitar intro, the distorted guitar, that kind of resonated with me somehow, the sound of a distorted guitar. So I think And then Halloween just we're building on that and making it faster and even more melodic and
Marmalade.
epic. Yeah. So that was the feeling that hooked me into heavy metal and power metal, I think.
This record we already said because it's a very powerful record, not only because it's power metal, but because it's a very, very powerful album and music and lyrics and everything. But you, like his middle age, we have sacrifices, we have war, we have pain. I have to ask you, what do you want the listener to take with them when they listen to the album?
I think music-wise, it's more about the feeling of the melody and the power of the songs,
Yeah,
which are uplifting, I think. But it's got another side to it. It's because it's historical. I think it's cool if if you read the lyrics, it's and you see something that you can reference to. So it's pretty cool to read the lyrics and go, maybe this is from the Third Crusade, for example, and read up a little bit about, if you're interested in history, it's it's a cool story to read. It was for me as well. I was interested in it from the beginning, but I've learned quite a lot, reading up on this time period.
yeah, yeah. When we were, or when I was younger, uh, we always read the lyrics of the songs, and they led us to find authors,
Yeah,
historical times, and it was very, very good. And this is what I felt listen to the album. I thought, yeah. So let me see about this time, this crusade, this person, this character. It's
yeah,
very cool. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
definitely. And there's quite a few dates on years on, like 1187, when the siege of Jerusalem was, and that's a fascinating story.
absolutely,
So, and
absolutely
the Teutonic Knights, where they were set in Europe and what they did, and so it's yeah, it's interesting.
very, very, very. After 20 years of Bloodbound, what are the plans for the future?
Yeah. Now, yeah, we're heading on a smaller tour in March
Mhm.
next year. That that would be really cool. We have to practice the songs, and it feels like some of the songs are gonna be great to play live. You can really feel if a song is a live song or not. So that's gonna be exciting to go out and play, and the festival season as well, to be able to go down to warmer countries in Europe and play. Yeah. It's a
I
good
think,
time to play
yeah,
spring and summer.
it's the best time to come to Portugal. Okay, we
Yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
of festivals, pretty cool festivals, so you have to come.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Thomas,
hopefully.
thank you so much. I'm going ending by inviting everybody to listen after the 21st of November, Fields of Swords, the next and fabulous album from Bloodbound would be out by Napalm Records. Thomas, once again, thank you very much. It was a huge pleasure to have you here with us, and I hope to see you next spring or summer in Portugal.
Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Bye
Have a
bye.
great time.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.